On to my Virgo. So y'all have the Moon, Eight of Swords, the Hangman, Queen of Cups, the Temperance, the Ace of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Six of Wands, Two of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing here for you Virgos, the moon, the Eight of Swords, the Hangman. A lot of you Virgos have been ghosting the BS. If a lot of you Virgos have been going through some BS in your life, a lot of you Virgos have just decided, you know what? You're not going to take it personally, but you do not have to participate in it, which is very true. You don't have to participate in it. You can choose to essentially not hang out with these people. So the moon is about ghosting, because that's what the moon is. The moon is not only about ghosting, but it's also about kind of just sticking to yourself and working out your own emotional issues, the baggage that you have. And that's exactly what it is that you Virgos is New York. That's exactly what it is that you're doing, right? Because, you know, the Eight of Swords and the Hanged Man, people have been trying to scapegoat you because of who you are and the decency that a lot of you bring. So as a result, you're in a situation right now where, because of this, they like you. People like you. But the thing is that, you know, a potential person or a potential candidate to be in a relationship with you, they like you. Or, these people in general like you. But the problem is that they're too messed up. So they Eight of Swords, they're stuck like this. They frozen. They're too messed up to be in a relationship with you, but they like you a lot. But unfortunately, they're taking it out on you, right? Hanged man, scapegoat. So even though on the inside they're kicking themselves, externally they're kicking you. And this is exactly what it is I'm trying to tell you, Virgos, or I have been saying about how people who run these games on y'all, they do like you. And that whole notion of, well, you just not important to have this person really like you like that. So listen, let me tell you something. If a person doesn't like you, why would a person decide to ever spend their time even talking to you? That makes no sense. That is stupid. Because the idea that I'm hanging out with you and I'm wasting my time hanging out with you, we all know how it is that everybody is talking about value. So please explain to me, how is it valuable for a person who believes that their time is worth more than yours to waste their valuable time, which everyone has a particular amount, talking to you if they looking down on you for real? Because it's a script. It's a lie. It's a script. It's an illusion. It's a script. It's not real. And the thing about it is that you Virgos understand that. But this is just proof of what it is I'm talking about when I say that when people run these type of funny style games on you, that's the win, But when people run these types of funny style games on you, this lets you know that ultimately those people like you, but they're too dysfunctional to actually be in a strong, foundational, healthy relationship with you. So a lot of y'all will call me and a lot of y'all will be like, well, what does this mean? What does that mean? What does this mean? It means that they like you, but they're messed up. So they're never going to be, I ain't going to say never, but more than likely, they would never be in a particular situation where, more than likely, I'm not saying always, where they're not running games, because they'll more than likely do it to somebody else. And this is why I say that, it makes things easier for you to understand if you're a very good, valuable person. If you're a good person, an upstanding individual that has values, right? If you have those things and someone doesn't like you, that makes the waters even clearer. It makes it clearer to see, because who wouldn't want to be with you if you step to them? only a person that is a hardcore enthusiast to whatever their preference may be would do that. But other than that, or some, of course, the other things. But other than that, people would be glad to be with you. But the thing about it is, a lot of you Virgos didn't know that, right? Well, now you should really take into consideration that that's what it is, because that is what it is. And then you have the Queen of Cups and the Temperance. The Queen of Cups and the Temperance represents, the Queen of Cups is, again, they do like you. This is the battle that they are having internally, where they like you. But the problem is that they're scapegoating themselves, and externally they have to scapegoat you too. Because, people who run that mentality of, I'll never love again. Again, you have to try hard to never really love again. Like, you have to legitimately catch yourself in the moment when you begin to like somebody to be like, nah, I can't go back. You have to remember the nonsense that happened to you. And guess what? That requires mental focus. That requires time. You got to literally sit there and concentrate on the disrespect and the anger that you felt when you were being angry, right? So you have to legitimately summon that up within you. That takes a lot of time. And this is part of the reason why it's so easy for me to move forward, because I'm not going to be sitting over here super caught up with that, summoning the rage within myself to do that. No, I'm going to be like, it is what it is. And eventually I'm going to, will I be heartbroken? Yeah. But I trust myself enough to know that I know how I am, and I trust my own nature. You understand what I'm saying? I trust myself. I trust my subconscious. I trust that there are forces within myself that are higher than even my own logical human comprehension, enough to understand that eventually, on a spiritual level and on an emotional level and on a common sense and a physical level, I will move forward. And now the situation with that is that it's not a matter of if I'm going to move forward, it's a matter of when. But then that should be something within a lot of you Virgos too. I'm not saying that I'm trying to pattern you after me, but I'm saying that a lot of you Virgos should understand that this is what the situation is. We're in a time right now where a lot of people who like you, they're not just going to come out and show you that. So they're going to be very dysfunctional. But the thing about it is the Temperance. If you don't know that, a lot of you Virgos are going to get lost in the sauce and be upset and angry. And you may even get lost with the whole Hanged Man situation, where you allow people to scapegoat you, or you're in a relationship with a person doesn't want to scapegoat you, right? But they're scapegoating you to run away from the fact that they are not functional enough because they are broken. And the thing about it is that the Ace of Pentacles now represents how a lot of you Virgos now, you should understand that you have more to offer someone else who will love you right back and who will accept you and be in a relationship with you, than to allow your own selves to be as the Hanged Man and allow yourself to be scapegoated. Then you have the Five of Wands. Okay, so the Five of Wands is that, so now that you're in your time period or your hyperbolic period where you're not being seen, like Leo, you're not being seen, right? It's kind of ironic, Leo being the sun, but you're not being seen. You're not being necessarily heard. You right now, unless you got to step outside of your house, you're using your home right now for contemplation and for healing, and to stay out of people's way as much as possible, and to stay on the low and just be quiet. And then you have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands, again, you have way more to offer than a constant battle between someone else who has to find clever ways to trick themselves out of being in a relationship with you, because they think that being in a relationship is weak. And see, that's the power that Virgo and Pisces has, because Pisces represents the exaltation of love, but Virgo represents Venus's fall, right? Or its downfall, right? Which is criticism, right? Breaking up with somebody because someone is constantly criticizing and scapegoating you because of their faults, because of their shortcomings, because of their downfalls that they've experienced in the past. But see, that's what Virgo is. That's why Venus and Virgo, that's why Venus falls in Virgo. But in actuality, it's really an exaltation if one can learn to triumph over or get over the idea that you need to constantly criticize the person over everything. If you Virgos can get over that, then constantly nitpicking, which is what inspires people to leave the relationship, then you're in for a very good relationship. But here's the situation though. Remember, whatever the zodiac, and I've said this before, whatever the zodiac sign means, it means that you either give it out, or if you're on a higher level, this is the type of stuff that people will give to you. So when people are interacting with you, they're nitpicking the world out of you. They, especially if you're one of the higher level Virgos, they're nitpicking the world out of you. They telling you everything in the world. You not tall enough. You ain't this. You ain't that. You Virgos ain't rich enough. You Virgos ain't handsome enough. You Virgos ain't pretty enough. You Virgos this, that, and it's like, yo, like all of this nitpicking from people who, in essence, all the nitpicking is petty. You're keeping yourself decent. You're not like, you know what I'm saying? You're not like sick in the head or any of that type of stuff. You're a decent individual. You carry yourself with self-respect. You have respect for other people, right? Now, of course, us as Virgos, we can play the dozens like nobody's business, you know, and embarrass somebody and clown somebody. But in the bigger scope of things, you really do have love for somebody. So why is it that people are constantly nitpicking the world out of you? They nitpicking you so much to the point where they telling you that you're overly critical, and they're worrying about stuff like you know, they're worrying about stuff like, oh, why are your pants too big? I remember people in when I didn't have a sense of fashion, people used to go ahead and clown me for why my pants was big. Listen, my mom used to buy me baggy pants because that was the style that she wanted to get me in the 2000s, yo. Since then, I figured out my waist size and stuff like this, and I'm not even that big. I'm a size 32. Like, so the thing is that now that, with time I've refined, it's like all the over nitpicking is going to a point where it just keeps getting pettier and pettier. Now it's on a level where it's like, oh, you got a beard. I don't like the fact that you got a beard. Your beard doesn't look, nice and well. And it's like, what? Anyway, and this is the situation. The Six of Wands now. A lot of you Virgos understand where the nitpicking is coming from. It's coming from a place of, again, brokenness. The truth is, they're caught up in the transactional type of love, which is not really love at all, because they're broken internally. So the only thing that they spend all their time doing when they interact with somebody is trying to feed or fill in a hole where the substance should be, where it is not, where they are actually compromised on a spiritual level and broken. This is why spirituality is so important, because what creates parasitic relationships in the first place is when a person feels spiritually empty. There is no beacon light. There is no internal compass that actually guides their actions of what is just. Forget about morality. What is just, what is fair, and what is unfair, right? You don't throw the people who are loyal to you up underneath the bus. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can take people along with you in every stage of your life, but do you have to go through the trouble of throwing them up underneath the bus? No, you do not. Therefore, if you act like Arnold Benedict, right? Benedict Arnold, I think. Anyway, same thing. If you act like Benedict Arnold or Arnold Benedict, right? I think it was his name, first and last name in that order. People gonna not rock with you because you jump ship at the drop of a hat. And then now what happens here is that the Two of Wands and the King of Two of Wands, excuse me, and the Nine of Pentacles represents, but people see that. And a lot of people see that you Virgos are progressing. And they wish they could be there. Especially the people that know you, that know of you, that know your existence, the people that you're not around anymore, but you've hung out with. You've made a very powerful impression on them because they can't stop thinking about you. They can't stop thinking about what you're doing and what you're doing and how are you. So it sets up stalkers. I know I have some stalkers, you know, personally. But let's clear. But the thing is that the Nine of Pentacles represents you shouldn't worry too much about the stalkers. You just keep doing your own thing and you keep advancing and making those improvements. But let's clarify some of these cards here. Let's clarify the Nine of Pentacles. You have the Eight of Swords, Queen of Swords, the Hierophant, the Sun, right? The Eight of Swords represents, again, in the future, people are going to have, it's going to continue to get worse. The people who are going to try to scapegoat you, it's going to become even more clear who's broken and who's not. Because the people who are trying to scapegoat you, the petty reasons as to why they can't be with you, trust me, it's going to continue to get pettier and pettier. It's going to start looking real stupid out here. I don't like you because, you know, you got a black t-shirt on. I don't like you because of your belt buckle. I don't like you because you wearing a pair of Fila sneakers. I don't like you because you wearing a ring on because you wearing a ring on your left pinky finger instead of your right pinky finger. Telling you. The Queen of Swords now and the Hierophant and the Sun now represents. So and like I said before, the disrespect is gonna become more petty, and you're just gonna be sitting somewhere looking fresh, fly, paying attention to what it is, knowing what it is, but also seeing seeing the differences. These people who front and stunt like they got something and they really want a relationship, they don't really want a relationship because they want it, but they broken. They spiritually compromised. And that's the situation, you know? And you'll know that, and you'll always have that one up on them to know, you know, the real them that they try so hard to act like no one else sees. And you have the guts to say it, which is one of the reasons why they don't want to hang out with you. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. We're coming up on 7,000, yo. Please keep subscribing. We have 6,968 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.